Okay, so this is a video on how to make decisions using decision trees. Okay, decision trees factor into is useful when it factors into two things, like what is the when you know what is the reward associated with your decisions, and you also know what is the probability of each outcome. So I'll explain what this means. But so it factors both possibility, reward, and the risk of whether you will an uncertainty or whether you will get the reward or not. So for example, in the situation where you need to decide whether to organize a party indoor or outdoor, so your decision is affected by the weather. So let's say if the weather is sunny, for example, so let's say if you decide to go outdoor and the weather is sunny, then the utility to you is 5. Okay, you are very happy outdoor, you prefer outdoor to indoor with the sunny day. But if it happens turn out to be a rainy day, and then your utility becomes negative, because you won't be able to carry out a party now, because of if you plan it for a rainy day, then you are going to get a negative, you're going to be unhappy. Alright, so but if you decide to go indoor, the reward to you is change. You go inside to do if you go indoor and the weather turns out to be sunny, so you're happy, but not as happy as if you were outdoor. Alright, and if you go indoor and it is rainy, then you are slightly more happy than you are but then it is a sunny day, because maybe the weather is cooler and it's better to stay indoor, because you're happy that you are not outdoor. So you are happier than if the day is sunny, if you stay indoors. So you decide, these are the utility that you decide for yourself. You decide how happy or how sad you will be if in each scenario, and then you give it a score. But then based on the weather forecast, you will think that, okay, in this area there's a 2/3 chance that it will be sunny. But because the weather forecast gets wrong, for example, you're in the weather forecast that you rely on is always mistaken 1 out of 3 times about the weather. So you would say, although the weather forecast is sunny, but there's a 1/3 chance it turns out to be rainy. So this is the chance of each scenario, this is the probability of each scenario. So in this case, so sunny and rainy, so rainy, and no matter in each decision, the chance of it being rainy is still the same. It has to be 1/3, and the chance of it being sunny is, these two must be the same. It couldn't be just because you choose it to be outdoor, the probability of the day being sunny wouldn't change based on your choice, because your choice will not affect the weather, right? So the weather is affected by the reliability of the weather forecast and what they forecast the weather to be. So how is this probability and this reward useful? So usually when we think, if our brain is not powerful enough to consider all these factors all together, so we use a decision tree to calculate what is the better choice. How do we do that? So the way to do it is to do this. Okay, so the outdoor decision, I'll give a score to the outdoor decision using a calculation backward induction method. I'll calculate from the back. So because there's a 2/3 chance of my utility being 5, so I'll take 2/3 times 5. This is here, 2/3 times 5 plus, but I need to add to the possibility that it will be a rainy day. So 1/3 multiplied by the utility of a rainy day, so 1/3 times -1. So when I add these two together, this times this plus this times this, I get a 3. So I score 3 here. So the outdoor decision has the expected return of 3. Okay, so and let's say if I go indoor, okay, there's a 2/3 chance of the utility being 2, so I take 2 multiply by 2/3, and I take 3 multiply by the probability 1/3 is will be rainy. There's a probability of 1/3 that I realize this utility, so I take 1/3 times 3 for here, and then I'll add these two up. I add them up, and I get a utility of 2 and 1/3. So considering all these factors together, so this calculation allows us to consider all these factors together, and then since 3 is a greater utility than 2 and I'm more likely to be happy. I'm more likely to be happy outdoor than indoor. It takes into account both the reward and the probability. So because I could be so much happier. I could be so much happier if it's outdoor and sunny, that I'm willing to take a bit more risk. Okay, so then that means it factors everything 3, because 3 here is greater than 2 and 1/3 here. I'll take this decision, which is to go outdoor. Okay, so then we move into another example where, okay, I'll break this down. I think I'll break down the video into a few parts so that, okay,